Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Taste of Reality. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight, the Afterparty, episode 13. I'm getting really tired of this intro. I feel like I need to give y'all something else. But until then, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let's talk about the Afterparty. So on this episode, the panel is Mark, Olajuwon, and Steve. They start with Steve, and he's asked about the social media posting, and his greatest frustration is that she can go and post their business on social media, yet when they talk with each other, she bottles things up and she doesn't address how she's truly feeling.
My sister will reach out, ask, is everything okay? My cousin has let me know this, what's going on. Like, I don't like what she's saying about you. And I'm like, I can't confirm it's about me or not. Like it has effects in the real world.
That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. The last thing I would want is from people to come out of the woodworks talking about, hey, I saw your husband's post. Are you guys okay? Are you doing all right? I would be livid. So she's got to stop that. Okay, she's got to stop that. Keisha is confused how they're talking about having babies, but also living separately.
I think she was thinking, I would take them on the weekend. No, I'm kidding. I think there's, sometimes a lot of, missing pieces or contradictions, but it's good to know what your timetable is, because if you don't want to move in right away, I'll know at least you want to move in before then.
So these two are just content and living in confusion. Living in confusion. They don't know how much money each other makes. They don't know if they want to live together, but they want to have a baby within a year. Like, Steve is aware that she says things that are contradictory, but still wants to plan a future with her. Make it make sense. So Steve confirms that if Noi really does want $40K in the bank to know that they're going to be good, she has nothing to worry about. And at first he had said, if I was to guess a number, it'd probably be in the tens of thousands. And I guess 40K is within the tens of thousands. But even for me, being a YouTuber, if I was to be with somebody who's like, yeah, I don't have a job and I don't want to go back to work, I would like to see 100. I might be asking for too much. But if you do not plan on going to work for the foreseeable future, I'm going to need to know that we can last past this year, okay? Like, can we make it to January? That's all I need to know. 40K is not going to be it. And honestly, this is why I still think it's an immaturity thing with Noi, because a man who's approaching 40, if he is fiscally responsible, should be able to save 40K no problem. That's my thought. Unless I'm the one who's naive, y'all let me know. On to Mark and Lindsay. Mark is asked about what Lindsay means about inconsistency.
When we're good, we're both on the same page. But when we get into an argument, I'm not gonna go tit for tat. And then when I give myself some distance to kind of decompress, it's like, you're not consistent. I'm like, do you realize what you just said an hour ago to me?
He says that the main reason why he exhibits this inconsistency, inconsistency that she's talking about, is because she starts a fire and then wants him to be the one to put it out as if she didn't just start it, So he's essentially like, it's really hard for me to show up in a way that's gentle when she antagonizes and she starts issues that weren't even an issue. And realistically, if you poke the bear, don't be shocked when the bear lashes out at you. You know what I mean? The only person who can deal with that is Katina. Unfortunately for her, because she's just accepted this fate. But it's unrealistic for people to constantly being poked at, to constantly feel like they're being attacked, and then they're the ones who are supposed to respond with being gentle. No, it doesn't work like that. Mark says that in conflict, he would rather she just express the sadness rather than lash out at the same time. So like, she'll be sad, and instead of saying, oh, I'm sad about this and this and this, it was like, I'm sad, but here's all the ways that you make me angry, and and he's like, I don't like that.
She wants me to feel that hurt. And I recognize that, but it's like all these things don't help me want to love you more.
He does say that after that conversation, they had the biggest breakthrough that they've had all season, and that they talked about how they can reconcile, how they can show up better for each other, how can they clearly communicate in a way that they both understand each other. And I think that's great and all. But their biggest issue is implementation. So you could do all the talking that you want, unless you're willing to practice it and really stick to it. I don't know if it's gonna work. So here's where I was ready to fall out of my bed. So Olajuwon has this advice for Lindsay, and he says she needs to work on how she addresses people because it can be misconstrued.
When I talked to her about this on the roof, when you address somebody and you're aggressive all the time, like right from the beginning, and you're like coming at the person, they put up a wall and they say, you know what, I'm done listening to you.
Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? This is why I say introspection in relationships is so important. And as much as you should look out for the person you are in a relationship with, the biggest strength you can have is to look within and say, where am I falling short and how can I do better? Olajuwon is able to pinpoint the exact issues that he has in other people, yet when it comes to himself, he's blind. He's blind. He cannot see it. That was rich. I think Steve gave some good advice too, but I wasn't really listening, so I'm gonna just put the clip in here and then move on.
As you are about to deliver what you need to say, you also need to give her the affirmation of, look, I care about you. This is out of love.
Affirm her so that she now will listen.
Yeah, and not get scared.
Because if I don't do it in the right order, we're gonna go back and forth.
Now we're on to Ola, and he's asked about his altercation with Dr. Pepper. And I couldn't help but notice that it was really hard for him to talk. It wasn't like he was getting choked up, but it was almost like he wasn't really trying to formulate a lie or something.
So first, I just want to start off with when me and Katina, we all gotta remember I married a stranger.
Yeah.
He says that he was annoyed with Dr. Pepper because he thought that she was going off of footage rather than actually asking him, how have things been going? Problem is, Olajuwon, you're going to lie. You constantly lie. Pathological liar. You, Chris, Michael from them seasons back, y'all the same. Y'all say one thing, do another thing, and then confuse. Then you're confused when you're confronted with it. So I get what he's saying. He would have rather she be like, okay, what's your perspective on how this has gone? But she knew he was going to lie. We knew he was going to lie. Damn, he knew he was going to lie.
Dr. Pepper, I felt like, was just coming at me based off what she heard and what she's seen off clips.
Instead of asking, it was like an opinion was made without getting your side of the story.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, the rest of the guys were really pissing me off because they were like, he doesn't belittle her. What did they say? He doesn't belittle her. He's just passionate.
He's really just passionate about how he feels for her, and he wants to get that, like, hey, this is how I feel.
Yeah.
Katina said out of her mouth, she feels verbally beat down. At that point, it doesn't matter how much you think it's passion, how much you think this is just how I express myself. This is why I don't want to get emotional because people think, The woman said you beat her down verbally. From that moment on, no other perception matters. Moving forward, how are you going to stop doing that? I hate that every single person has given him excuse after excuse. Well, everybody besides Dr. Pepper has given him excuse after excuse. The guys, oh, he's passionate. His coach, oh, he's misunderstood. Pastor Cal, maybe you should understand his trigger. Stop it, man. I'm tired. They then go on to say that Ola has too much love for Katina for him to ever actually belittle her.
You can tell Katina, loves him. And Olajuwon's always praising Katina when we're out. He's never belittling her. He might get loud, but he's like, this is who I am. I'm Olajuwon. I can't be anybody else.
No. A lot of abusive men, and I'm not calling him abusive, I'm just saying this is a trait that you see in abusive men, say that they're reacting out of love. They're doing this for your protection. They care for you. And that's why they react in such a volatile way. It's just so much love. They can't even contain it. That's disgusting. It's toxic. And for them to say, oh, no, that's just passion, you guys. He yells at her because he loves her. Oh, this is so disgusting. So he does say that he wishes he kept his cool a little bit more in that moment. And I'm like, no, there have been too many moments for us to let slide at this point. You need anger management. You need to re-up on your medication. If he is taking medication, I don't know. Something is off and we need to do something about it. So last but not least, they talk about the experts listening in on Ola, and he says he was ready to dish it to the experts.
What are you thinking in this moment?
Perfect. So going into this, I told Katina, I can't wait to catch you with these experts.
So why were you silent? You had nothing to say when Dr. Pepper was talking, and it could be editing, but I doubt it. I think when he feels like he has the upper hand, he's able to go off at the mouth, no problem. But when he's caught in a situation, he has his tail between his legs. Because before, he was like, oh, she's going off of footage. She doesn't know what's actually going on because she's not there with us. But then she was listening in real time, and now he had nothing to say. Y'all already know how I feel about him, so it is what it is. All the best to Katina, girl. I hope that you come out of the sunken place because you are deep within. You are deep within. I need you to wake up, all right? Anytime now, any day. We are ready. Also, I'm ready for the season to end. This is long as hell. And I know that's rich coming from Australian Married at First Sight, but at least there's so many couples in that series that it makes sense that this season is so long. This, I'm exhausted. But as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.